Welcome back. Next thing I'm going to tackle on is 1970 Chevelle rocker panels. They look pretty good. Looks can be deceiving. I don't think they're going to be too bad. Looks like there's some dents, a little bit of rust, a lot of gouges and scrapes. And it's got some 1/8" holes in here for clips for the rocker moldings, which aren't going back on. Those holes are going to get soldered in, and I'm going to sand everything down, see how it looks, get it ready for prime. Okay, I'm going to let her rip with 80 grit on a DA, start cutting into here and see what I've got. Okay, I was really surprised. This rocker is solid. I did find a pretty good sized dent in here filled with Bondo, and I seen it had a crack in it. I was worried maybe it was a rust hole somebody filled in. I ground it out, and it's all nice and solid. So I'm going to use the stud gun, remove this dent. I already went through and I soldered these holes up in here. No sense in showing soldering again. So I'm going to take the stud gun, get this dent out. Looks like there's a little buckle right here. Hammer that down. And once I finish cleaning all this up, the cleaning strip wheel and the grinder, then I'll get a coat of Bondo on this whole thing and that'll take care of it. Whenever you're removing a dent, whether it's with a hammer and dolly or a stud gun, always start at the least amount of damage first, work your way towards the heavier damage. And the dent kind of ends down here, it's deeper up here. I'm going to work this from the bottom up. It just makes it come out a lot easier. You won't get it all out with just the first studs. I'm going to start working it all the way up towards the top, check with the straight edge, and then I'll probably have to start down at the bottom and do it again. As heavy as these rockers are, the stud gun really doesn't want to grab onto that too good, plus the heavy galvanizing they put on it. So that's going to be fine right there. I'm going to finish cleaning up all this rust and then 80 grit on a DA and get some Bondo on here. Okay, rocker looks real good. I'm happy with that. It's all cleaned up nice. So I'm going to get some Bondo mixed up, get a nice skim coat over there, and fill that dent in. It's had some work done on it before right here, and there's actually lead in this. I don't know what that's from, but looks to be in good shape. In a previous video, I mentioned I'm using this Rage Gold by Evercoat, and I'm kind of thinking this stuff has zinc in it. I couldn't find anything online or on their website specifically said zinc, but it said it's specially formulated for galvanized metal, which is perfect for this rocker panel. Galvanized metal and aluminum. And it listed an ingredient, and I believe it was like ZN32 or something like that. Don't hold me to it. But I'm thinking that's their code for zinc, even though they didn't come out and say it. What makes me believe it's got zinc in it, I've used body filler with zinc in it before, and what it does, the top surface will stay gummy. And you'll usually sacrifice a couple pieces of sandpaper to cut through that. Once you get that stickiness off the top, then it sands just like any other filler. And that's a benefit. Most of the time you really don't need it, but if it helps to stick on this galvanized, and the zinc should be a little bit of, maybe a little more corrosion resistant, so it's actually good Bondo to use. And most shops won't buy it because it's more expensive, but in this case, it came with the car, so I'm more than happy to use it. Okay, I'm going to take 80 grit on a DA and smooth this out. Now I'm going to run 120 on the DA over everything. Okay, next I'm going to run 220 grit on a finish sander over everything. This won't need to be blocked after it's primed, and by using a finish sander, it'll keep everything nice and flat. Okay, next I'm going to caulk this seam up here. I'm using SEM. It's a black seam sealer. This is a DTM, which is direct to metal. You can paint it immediately. Number is 29392. I'll put the link to this in the description. And I've got a little prep sol on this rag. Should smooth it out pretty nice. Helps to get it forced into that seam. The farther you can get it in there, the better. Okay, this rocker panel is done. So I'm going to do the same procedure on the other side of the car. I'm not going to video that. So I'm done with this video. Thanks for watching.